You're likely losing customers to your competitor who might have a worse product or service simply because people understand what they do and you're too complicated. If you feel like you're saying the right things, delivering real value, trying to convince people all the time that your product or service is worth it, but they still don't just get it, then this video is exactly for you. Because what you're going to realize is that the best product or service in the world almost always gets beaten by the one that's more clear. And what it breaks down to is three key things. I see this time and time again, and it's always prevalent, especially in very high level concept fields. Things like technology, engineering, coaching, where you have a lot of very highly intelligent people with very high level knowledge, but they're trying to convey it to people who aren't quite connecting the dots. And ironically, what almost always ends up happening is it's almost like a chart. The more complex your thing is, the more difficult it actually becomes to explain why it brings value to someone's life. It scales proportionally. So if you're struggling all the time to get people to just understand what it is that you even do or why it matters or what it's going to change in their life, then you need to focus on making it more clear. And I hinted at these three buckets before this because I almost feel like every single time I have this conversation with a business owner, they really want to be in the last bucket, but they're usually in the first two. And it's a simple shift in the way they communicate about their stuff that has a huge impact on everything downstream. Sales, marketing, in-person pitches, they all will be increased. They'll be more successful if you move towards this third bucket, so stick around till the end. The first and most common one is a feature business. What a feature business is that usually it's a business that sells either a job title or it tries to take all the things that the product or service can do and it thinks that those are the unique selling points. It usually says something like, okay, we're a SaaS company, we have this technology, it's AI driven, it has user management, it has a payment processor, it does all these things under the sun. And you can take the same formula for a product or service as well. If you just want to replace SaaS instead of a product, you could say like, I'm a CPA, I get taxes done, I do your bookkeeping, I'm a landscaper, I'm whatever. I'm a coach and I help people do something, we're gonna help you make more money. It's very vague. A feature-led thing is usually when the business starts to stack all the stuff that it thinks is valuable, but everybody gets overwhelmed, and more importantly, they're not connecting the dots on how your AI-driven SaaS that has user management and payment, and you could even stack more of the common things. This is so prevalent in tech. Your LLM has like a chat bot, basically. Maybe it's got it's got a mobile app. It's got all these things that you're just like, look at everything it could do. But look at this at face value. Do you understand what this does? And that's usually what ends up happening in a feature business is when they stack everything, the actual prospect doesn't connect the dots on why that matters. They don't actually understand how these features are going to enrich their lives. And realistically, that's what you should be selling, because nobody cares about your job title. They really don't care about the features. What they really care about is what outcome does your thing create. So we don't want to be a feature business. This is usually where most people start. They get into their industry, they sell their job title, they say slightly different variations of how the features in their job title work, assuming that somebody understands even what that job title is or what it means or what it's going to do for the person who actually might want to buy it. The second bucket is what I like to call a fluff business. And this is usually, I'd say, like your luxury brands, the ones that are trying to be more creative over, create clarity. Because again, we're focusing on clarity, not creativity. And the fluff business usually says things like, we're luxury, we have a high-end logo, we're local, I should probably write that out better. We're local, we're friendly, we're like a family. We're going to be there whenever you have your big event or your big wedding. What you want to be in ultimately is what is called a focus business. A focus business changes the script because now what you're doing is you're looking at your business through an objective lens and deciphering what the outcome is. I like to call this reverse planning. If you were to start from what I actually get from your product or service and work your way backwards, that's a focus business. An example might be I get you 2 to 3 hours back a day. I help you lose 10 pounds in 30 days. I help you get 20 to 30% increase in close rate. So I up your close rate by 20 to 30%. And I would even stack other things on top of this, like the specific industry. So I work with lawyers. So what I might say is, I work with lawyers to help them get 2 to 3 hours per day, and I increase their close rate by 20 to 30%. That is a very specific element. And not only that, I'd layer in, oh, by the way, 2,000 plus other people have done this. So instead, if you notice the contrast here, again, we're not selling the job title, but I know people who want 2 to 4 hours a day, or 3 hours of their time back per day. I know people who probably want to lose 10 pounds in 30 days, who want 20 to 30% increase in close rate. I know lawyers who probably want one of these things, and I have 2,000 people who've already done this. These, imagine if you combine them with the objectivity of what your business does, then that's all you need to focus on. So again, we're not being a feature business. We don't care about your job title. If you're a CPA, that's great. If you're a landscaper, that's great. If you're a coach, that's great. There are 500,000 other people who I can find on the internet who are also CPAs, coaches, real estate agents. And again, don't really care about your features because at some point I need to connect the dots on what those features actually do for me. And again, we're not fluff. If you're like, hey, I'm struggling with revenue, I'm struggling to make sales, but I really want to maintain being a luxury brand and I don't want to be, I don't want to pitch. Guess what? Luxury brands are focused as well. Again, a luxury brand that has 1 million people who have bought it and increased their social status can leverage that social proof and word of mouth to have clarity and focus. But if you're like, hey, I don't want to do that, I want to fake being a luxury brand, try it. It won't work. Or the other is true where you can't really tell me why you're differentiated. So you use the crutch of like, oh, we're local, we're friendly, we're like a family. Or sometimes the worst one, and you never want to do this, is you say we're the cheapest. We never, ever want to say we are the cheapest. There's no advantage to being the cheapest game in town. There's every advantage to being the most expensive game in town, to being the most priced out option, the highest tier, the best of the best. You always want to focus on moving towards that, and you never want to cheapen your actual business. So again, features, we're not selling those. We're not selling fluff. If you really want to get people to understand your stuff, then here is what I would focus on in terms of key elements. Once we've moved over to focus, there's a few little life hacks I can give you here. What I would focus on in your matrix to make this thing extremely simple, just paint by numbers, Mad Lib style. I want to know the following. Who? Who is it for? What? What's the pain that they're going through, and what do they get? What outcome? What do they actually want? When? How long does it take? Does it take 30 days? Does it take 6 months? Does it take a year? Does it take a week? And then ultimately, why? Why should I do this now? Do you only take 6 people a month? Are you offering a certain special rate at this current moment? What happens if I avoid this? Why should I do this now? If you still don't know ultimately which stage you're at in your business, whether you're feature fluff or you're entering the focus stage, you can click on the link in the description below, and in 30 seconds, you can find where your business is currently at, exactly what it should be focused on to make it a success, and ultimately how to fix it in rapid fire. If you want to skip the next 10 years of guesswork and condense it down into an afternoon, click that link in the description. But that's all I got for you today. I hope this was valuable. I make a video like this every single week, so be sure to subscribe and share this with anybody else in your network who's interested in entrepreneurship, growing their business, getting their startup to where it needs to be. me, or even comment below with what you're going through so I can also make content specifically for you on how to fix your bottlenecks. That's all I got for you. Until then, I'll see you next time.